And we are live. Hello, everyone.
Hey
It's me,
guys,
Edwards, creator of Desktop Commander, and here is my co-founder, Dmitry.
glad to
So,
see you guys.
yeah, so today we're gonna be exploring skills, something new that Anthropic released recently. Let's take a look. So they had a blog post, it's now a feature inside of Claude, also available on Claude Code and some other places. I'm not sure of any other uh, clients where I already use them, but yeah.
If you
So
remember,
they,
maybe let me add some context here. If you remember, 2 weeks ago we discussed we showed like a really similar skills with Google Analytics, how you can do it with Desktop Commander. So this is really similar, and for people who didn't saw it, maybe it's worth to read the article from Edward about the next agent is the CLI, and watch the video how we did made this skill for the Google Analytics.
yeah, so let's go over what the skills are, discuss maybe that prehistory, and let's give it a try. We have tested them a little bit, and we're gonna test and explore together with you as well. Uh, so, what the skills are, they're kind of interesting thing. I was arguing for a while that probably the future is where software can be used by humans and AI together. And this is a take of it, or at least a step toward that direction from Anthropic themselves. They have a documentation for them, and there they have this diagram that I kind of like, where they have an agent. It could be Claude Code, it could be Claude Desktop, it has system prompt, and it's provided a list of skills and MCP servers that's how they see their architecture today. And the skills themselves are basically it's kind of a prompt for an agent saying that it has access to a virtual machine in which there are files with MD files, which are prompts, and they are hierarchical in a sense that they have a main skill file. We're going to take a look at some of them, and they have other files to which skill files links. What's interesting about this and what the comparison with MCPs is that MCPs put their full prompts always into the context of LM when they're enabled, and it's a lot. It could be thousands and thousands of tokens. In case of skills, it's a little bit of a description that there is a skill like that, and when AI decides to choose, it loads the other prompts. So that's one of the benefits. Another interesting benefit is that there are scripts as well. You can see here that there is skills for PDF and they have extract fields py. So they have Python code that LLM can write. This also is interesting because, for example, ChatGPT with their code interpreter, it always writes code from scratch. It takes time, it costs tokens, and it's not as reliable, it can make mistakes. Here, when the skill is created and tested, it's a code that already works. It doesn't need to be rewritten, tokens do not need to be spent, AI doesn't even always need to read it, it can just run and get result. It's faster, it's cheaper, and well,
It's
and
more
more reliable.
deterministic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
more
it's more
reliable.
deterministic than relying on the output from
Mhm.
the model.
The only thing here that is confusing for me was that MCPs are here. It actually could be better if they were here because at least when they released, skills couldn't use any kind of external data sources. What's interesting, they actually released today ability of skills to access the internet. We're gonna see that even that has limitations. So this is on high level uh, what the skills are. It's a way to give LLMs ability to load prompts dynamically and also use code more dynamically. Plus, they can write and modify and improve those skills for themselves. And this is something that we were doing with Desktop Commander for a while. Like Dmitry mentioned that a couple of weeks ago, we did a stream where we showed how you can do this with Desktop Commander, but to connect to Google Analytics. Today, we can try to do the same with skills in Claude Desktop, but probably it's not going to work. We will see how this goes. So let's now jump to Claude and take a look at this. Firstly, you will not have skills in Claude Desktop enabled by default. I actually made that mistake of trying to test them sometimes, this kind of features, but you need to go to settings of Claude and to capabilities and turn them on. They're turned off for me, you will need to enable code execution for that. By the way, a few weeks ago, they released ability for Claude Desktop to analyze, work with, and create PDF, doc, what else? Excel and PowerPoint files. It's also skills. We'll take a look today. There is source. You can see how they work. We can take a look at all of this. And today, just today, they released the ability to give the skills access to the internet. And you can give access to all of them or only to package managers or to none. So before it was, I think, package managers only, which meant that you can install stuff. But anyways, we enabled them. Now let's go and create a new chat and ask something like list skills that you have. By the way, it's a little bit weird. I sometimes see the list of skills and sometimes I don't. I don't exactly. So
okay, it's not seeing.
it does see this part, but it's kind of weird in that sense. No, not here. Oh, here they are. Oh, it's interesting. They have something new. So you can upload the skills, but there is a bunch of skills that you need to enable. So I wonder if there is any that is actually, so skill creator is one we want to enable. This one allows AI to create skills with you. There's also like GIF creator, which sounds interesting, but I'm not sure. Team
What
factory.
about the skills for the doc file and PDF?
So they should be part of it. It's this thing itself is this. You see, the code execution is about editing
Let's see.
and creating that stuff. So
Let's
it's
go
kind
to
of
the
weird
chat and
that
see.
it didn't see. Can you create let's try this.
Yeah, let's go. Let's start using it.
By the way, I see some of your watchings. Don't be shy, say hi in comments. And tell us, share like what your is impression of the skills so far.
And what you want to learn about them, because we will go really deep in how they are made.
So we can see that it's read the documentation of how to work with PowerPoint. It now knows that it's going to be using HTML to PowerPoint to do that, which is kind of interesting. So it's reading the guide next. So it's loading basically prompts, but it doesn't load all of it. It loads them in chunks, like some kind of a fractal or something. So
Can we
it
get the
reading
list of
sees
the
it.
Can we get the list of the skills?
Considering we asked for this, let's wait for it to finish with PowerPoint so far.
Oh, it's still working. Okay.
Yeah. It's interesting and actually went the way that I would go about beautiful. I tried this before and usually, but I guess I tried it with PDF. So it goes and tries to create PDFs directly and they are not looking very good. AI is
It's
today
creating.
pretty good at HTML, and then you could convert HTML to those other formats and then it would look better. It's interesting that this time it's actually going this way. I'm interested how it's gonna look like.
Yeah, with HTML, it's much more better capabilities to draw something for LLM. So right now it's creating a lot of files and it will store them inside the container where we will show later where everything's stored and you can have access it and download everything too.
Starting to wonder if we should open the second Claude and do another
Yeah,
talk
but
about this.
probably we should ask maybe for 1-2 slides, not that how much he's trying to create.
I didn't specify. Claude does like to do more.
Yeah, 8
Okay, now
slides.
so
Okay.
it did create HTMLs, and now it writes code to convert it. We can see that it uses PPT again, HTML to PPTX.
Interesting that its work is
loading
doing
stuff.
right now Node.js. Previously, it showed us that he is planning to use the Python library.
Do you
No?
think? No. It's a name of a library. It doesn't specify which language.
Oh, okay. Oh, reducing content.
Oh, wow. That's actually interesting. It ran a script to decide whether all content fit into the slides. But this is interesting in that sense that LLMs themselves, they are not, the way I usually was saying this, LLMs are not very good at geometry. If you give them, for example, two rectangle sizes and ask if there is intersection, they will not work. That will not work. And this same is here when they're generating stuff. It doesn't mean it's going to fit slides. But the skills contain scripts to check if the content fits the bounds.
Edward, can I ask,
Yes,
did you turn on the comments? Because I can't leave any comments.
they are. I can leave a comment. It's weird that you can't. Let me check, because I do see the comments panel. Like I can say hi myself at least. Hi, comments are here, but this is me. Not sure about others.
Yes, I can see that I'm not able to do this. Let me check from another account.
Wonder if I can change that live.
Yeah,
So
never mind. It's the issue with my account something.
yeah, I see Zilocracy commented. Hey, Zilocracy.
Yeah.
Thanks. That confirms that others can leave comments. That's good. Okay. So anyways, where was I? I was at the point where LLMs are like LLMs do not know what is the size of what they're generating. So the skill for creating PowerPoints and prompts include a need to check. It checked, said that, hey, a couple of things do not fit, and it went and started changing things until it got the PowerPoint created.
Oh,
So,
the colors are usually amazing.
so yeah,
Yeah, let's
this
open it.
is HTML based one. What do you mean by open it? I mean, it is
Yeah,
that.
there is a button open. I mean, open in PowerPoint, like a
This is what
PowerPoint.
the open is, I guess. I don't have PPTX to
Oh,
open
okay.
here. I'll need to load it somewhere.
Let's see what's
Let's
inside
check.
the skills, the container.
Okay, so that's one of the skills that creates PowerPoints. We can do interesting things in a sense that can you list all the skills in folder in container? Let's close this for now. But yeah, it's okay-ish presentation. Some of the stuff could be slightly better. Well, it's way better than whatever we had before. Let's put it this way. Aside from HTML generation, that is pretty good for longer than a year. So I asked it to list all the skills in container. It went and ran something, and we can see that it already speaks about folders. Basically, skills run in virtual machine, and they have a mount folder there with skills. Some of them are public, and we can see that there are a bunch of skills in there. The ones that we actually saw in the configuration. So all the skills are loaded, and we can create new ones. Okay, so what else?
So it's called public skills. So and there are non-public skills like example
I
specialized
don't
tools. This is something new.
know. They were there. It's interesting that they put some of them into examples, but they can be used. And this is the same as from their public repository. So if we gonna go to browser, I actually have some of the repos open. So Anthropic has a repository with skills. This is the same ones that are here. And they also have somewhere a separate repository with their PowerPoint, PDF, others as well. So let Let's see. So we have a bunch of skills, but let's ask maybe another thing that we also asked that was interesting. What else can you tell me about environment?
Yeah, let's check the container environment where it's spinning.
Hardware, software,
And now we have access to the container through the terminal. And here we are.
So one interesting question we had, and I know, so what to some extent, what's interesting about this is that it's not super new. ChatGPT had so-called code interpreter for a long time, and it also worked by launching a Linux instance on the server. So basically chat connected to that. I don't remember how that worked. I don't know how it works today. I haven't used it for a while. But back in the day, they shared the instance between the chats. What's interesting here that, and we're gonna check on this, but here each chat has a separate instance that persists for days. Have a comment. So
yes. So
we're gonna test that
yes.
today's Zilocracy. Actually, skills themselves don't have access to MCPs as far as I know.
Yeah, it's just a container with file system, and the model has access to this container to execute code, and maybe not the code, just a command there. Run the command there inside the
Yeah, well,
container.
they can
And
do interesting things. We cannot get to them, but still with limitations. So we see that it's Ubuntu, it's Linux, it's 64-bit architecture. So I guess we don't know if it's some kind of like Intel or whatever. It has 9 gigabytes of RAM and 5 gigabytes of space, and has a bunch of stuff installed. So even Java is the case there. There is Git. It would be interesting to try to pull something from Git
Office
into that
suite,
environment. Oh, there is
LibreOffice, probably this
LibreOffice.
is to, yeah, to make it FFmpeg and Magic. Oh,
So it
nice.
can work with video. It will be curious. Curveget. So they have a bunch of tools. What's interesting that with FFMPEG, they can work with images and videos. Yeah, kind of curious. So that's approximately, yeah, what we can do next is we can ask create an archive of all the skills and allow me to download it. So we can export stuff from there, almost anything.
A
And the,
whole container.
interior. And it persists. I was testing a little
It's
bit yesterday, and the chats from yesterday still are like the container is still alive somehow. So but each chat has a separate one, and we can test it in a moment.
So what's interesting here, what we found out, it's the Anthropic creating a separate container for every chat on the same machine. And this is and this container is like really good. It's like a 9 gigabyte of RAM and 4 CPU cores, so it's pretty good like computer.
So here it created an archive for us. Let's ask what is the path that archive in your environment. But it did download that file. Let me try to open it.
So yeah, all the files that user created
So
is stored
here
in this
it
MNT output.
downloaded it. I unarchived it, and we have examples, those skills we saw before, and public that contain the skills we discussed. We can go there. We can see that there is a bunch of files there. It usually starts with skill file. We can try to read it. I don't have a very good viewer for markdowns, but we can see that it's PPTX skill, and then it describes what kind of code and what kind of situation should be used. Plus, it should link to, for example, create and run JavaScript file using HTML PPTX and links to a file. We can even here click and go to another file there. Let's go back to Finder, to this file. And this one tells how to convert HTML to PPTX, and it only loads when it needs to. And then there is a CSS file, again, loads only when it needs to. It contains also all kinds of documentation for how to create correct PowerPoint files, a bunch of stuff. It can again use it in scripts or read when it needs to. Not always, it's not in the context until AI decides that it's needed. And then there are scripts to pack, unpack, validate, and do all kinds of things. So this is skills. This is how AI can basically read and write prompts for itself and scripts that it can then reuse to solve your problems reliably and repeatedly. In this case, they did 4 skills for working with 4 popular office style work files, but you can create almost for any.
Yeah, it reminds me of something like context on demand. You have a context only when you need it.
So let's show you guys about the persistence of chats, which is interesting kind of thing. I don't know, confusing decision, I guess they went about it. So I'm a user. This is my chat. I have this kind of file now in user data outputs. And if I go to a new chat and ask, is this file there? I wonder if it's going to understand where it needs to check. Yeah, it understood. So it checks whether this file is there in a new chat, and it says, no, this file is not there. We go to the older chat and ask it.
Same question.
And it's gonna run probably the same command. Yep. And say that it's there. Yep, it's there. So basically Anthropic is running 2 virtual machines, or at least some kind of shared environments in them for me right now, for each separate chat. And somehow I can ask to continue to work in that environment next day. But they are not shared between the chats. And this chat will hit the limit at some point.
Can you ask him to git clone some public repository?
Yeah, let's try.
And run it. And start the server.
Actually, we can do it in a funny way. So start the server. Oh, so you want this kind.
Yes, let's ask to get git next.js, and let's build it from there inside.
Let's do something funny about it. I mean, we discussed MCPs here, and now there is internet access. Let's go crazy. What's the popularest one? Popular MCP that is local. Context 7?
File system MCP file. What was
file system is local. I wanted something that like let's try
yeah, context 7. I think it's a good one. You want to deploy it to this server and then run it?
Yeah, let's go crazy. Oops.
Yeah, how to?
Let's do it a new chat, not to pollute it, I guess.
Probably you need to explicitly mention
use git to get this repo checked out. Install, check what it is about.
It would be really fun if we can host the pages from there.
Yeah, we cannot host pages. What Dmitry is speaking about is that we could try, by the way, to hack it a little bit.
Yeah. So right now,
wait, what?
My hypothesis, what I'm trying.
Oh wow, okay.
It has access.
But I do have. Wait, what? Oh, it went different way now. It went through npm. So package. Interesting. So git doesn't work. Why? So yeah, this is an
think it's
interesting
because
limitation.
you download it through the HTTPS. You need to download it through maybe Git clone.
Oh, but it does git clone.
Yeah, but you did it with HTTPS instead of you tried with SSH.
Okay.
Maybe next time. Let's see.
Oh, what's doing? Okay.
Oof.
Interesting, they can peek into the files this way. Some. So it tries to start it.
Is there anything mentioned in the terms of services of Claude? So we can't host anything on the virtual machines.
But those virtual machines are not exposed to internet. They probably have read access, but you cannot.
Yeah.
You can create some kind of this thing.
You have 9 gigabytes. With 9 gigabytes, you can create some kind of scrapper and ask him to scrap the whole internet.
Yeah, we will try one thing. I tried. It's not so easy. This thing is limited in some weirder ways. There is one that we're gonna try a little bit later. Can you run it?
Open in cursor.
Can you run it and get documentation or something with it? I'm curious if you can run MCP inside of there. So it's starting it with transport HTTP on port something.
Yeah, probably the port will be closed.
Yeah, actually, yeah, port probably gonna fail. Correct.
Yeah.
But stdio would have worked. I wonder if it can do it like a standard input-output version.
Ask him to maybe open the port.
It's interesting it hanged. I mean, it should have already worked, but it's like dead.
It's maybe because it's running the script on the background.
So never returning or something.
Yes.
Can I stop it? Check if it's running.
Actually, ask what is the container IP address.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do, considering you are interested in this. But yeah. Okay, it is actually running and responding.
It's running.
What?
It's running and responding. At least it's curl 3000.
Now it's writing scripts to interact with it.
It's trying to kill it. Yeah. Okay.
Oh boy, it killed it.
Yeah, it's killed it.
Boy.
Oh, this is really interesting. I think people who scrap the internet would be really happy about to know that they have these resources. They can run for a really long time and get the results with AI.
It's interesting about performance, in a sense. What is the super heavy thing you can do inside?
Well, right now on Apify, you have much lower machines and they cost you some money. But you can host it here, run it for, I don't know, whole night.
Oh wow, it's actually did it. Check this out. We run MCP inside of it.
Nice.
I'm not sure what it got. Wait. What is this?
I think it's a response from the context 7.
I guess it ran it. Okay, I guess it's its standard output. Yeah, and it checked the Vercel stuff.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Wow, it proposes to open the file in cursor and local app. For me, the cursor is the opener of markdown files. Interesting. We actually ran the context 7 inside and did the request to outside world. That was not possible yesterday. They enabled network access.
Can you ask for his IP address?
Yeah. Let's do it again, a new one.
No, here, in this chat, let's ask for IP address and then try to connect
about IP of that environment, is it exposed to internet?
And port too. What kind of ports are exposed?
Ports. At some point they may do it. I know that Manus does that. In a sense, you can run stuff on the server environment and you can expose that thing as a URL to the internet and even deploy. So Manus for some time could do this kind of things. And I wonder if Claude's gonna go the same way. But yeah, basically AI is having computers as their tool. This is where it's going in this sense.
But anyway, it's like a really good job from the
It actually
Anthropic
does
team
have an
to
IP.
build this. Oh, nice. Can you open it? Oh, testing it to the public. Okay.
We can try to curl it ourselves now. I don't think it's public. I doubt that. Let's have a new shell. Right. Not, I don't know, ping. What do we want to do with it?
You want to curl? Do the curl first.
Okay.
Run it.
On port.
Yeah, so it's not working, not responding.
But it's interesting, it does have an IP.
Is it port forwarding? Okay. Getting information about the public IP. Okay. Yeah, it's hangs. So like, yeah, just ping maybe the IP address. Trace. I think it's better trace. No, HTTP. HTTP is protocol. You need to trace IP address. Trace RT. Trace RT.
What do you mean by that?
No, trace RT. It's one command. Wait. What's the name of this command? Maybe it's on Windows.
It looks like there is outbound one related to Google.
Google Cloud.
So there probably are no inbound connections, only outbound. It is firewall protected. It's funny. It says they are not available because it itself probably tried to curl itself.
From internal network? Yeah, maybe.
So it cannot even curl itself.
No, it's get like a 500 error, so it's got an error.
So anyways, it's not available to the internet. And there are some other limitations that are interesting. So I wanted to go through some of the repos that contain skills. This is one of like popular ones, and honestly most of the skills are not interesting, but there is one that I wanted to show that is curious, which is YouTube transcript. It's only a markdown file. I wonder if we can fetch it like raw or something. Let's do a new chat. Fetch in virtual environment, this skill. Let's see if it can do it. Can we use it? So there is a skill that someone wrote that tries to get transcript from YouTube for any video and do a summary of it. The problem that until yesterday that didn't work because skills didn't have internet access. Today they do, and let's see if it can do it. So it did it wrongly. That's not what I wanted. It fetched it here in Claude with the web fetch, and now it's writing it into the container or something.
It's creating a skill.
Yeah. So we are creating a skill now for getting YouTube transcriptions. Let's go to YouTube and pick something. let's go, let's search for something. Oh yeah, there was like what? What's news?
Google Analytics. Let's try to
Skills.
do this our analytics.
Let's check some kind of videos about skills. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good channel.
Anthropic is just a...
Let's take this one. So it's still writing. So I was checking before, and how the skill works is that it's using a library called YtDLPad that allows to download stuff from YouTube, including transcripts. And then it needs to install it, it needs to download YouTube only subs part, and then it reads it and then it summarizes it. I actually have something like a custom GPT for that, but let's see if that works. It has even some kind of a script of what to do afterwards, as an example. In this case, it's only a prompt, no scripts are saved for this. In theory, the skills could contain all needed information, but okay, so it's using Python to install this thing. It's now installed in that environment. And it hits problems. Yeah. So the problem is that these containers are known containers. In fact, a lot of websites are protecting themselves, including YouTube, from being accessed by bots. And this looks like a bot, which means that a lot of websites are actually going to block this.
No data for AI companies, yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, but what's interesting about it is that, let's try to take that again and do the same thing. Maybe let's also again. Actually, let's do it slightly differently. So yeah, those containers are there. They have internet access. As we see, they have some limitations.
Let's try to do this with the stop commander.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to do. But yeah, we ourselves are doing this for a while. And we can go to a new chat. I will need to disable the thing for that, so it doesn't get confused of what it will be using for this.
And enable the stop commander.
Yeah. And let's enable the stop commander. So, fetch it. Okay, so we are asking it to fetch a skill, and then we are asking it to summarize the video. So currently it's using the Claude fetch. I think it's okay, it did work. And it checks if I have the C2 download installed. I already do. If I didn't, it would install. But this now runs locally. So this is desktop commander. It's an MCP. It's an MCP that allows LLMs and AIs to use your computer as a tool. And it does approximately similar things as the code use they do, just that it runs on your machine and not on the remote server environment. So it sees that there are auto-generated captions. So this is what it failed in the environment, but now it's getting them. Downloading, getting the
so it's download the transcript, okay.
In English, success, it read. Oh, actually it got it as a text. Yeah, it actually got it as a text. And now it's...
Here is a summary.
Okay. So the video discusses Anthropic skills, how skills work as modular context buckets, token efficiency and stackable capabilities, and then goes into other topics.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is skills, and that they can be used by other tools. they're actually universal. As long as AI tool that's being used has access to file system and ability to execute code, or basically file system and terminal access, even terminal access on its own could be enough in theory. The systems will be able to use the skills. We can, in the same sense, ask desktop commander to create PowerPoint using the same skill. I'm not sure if we want to try it now. What else did we want to try with skills? Don't exactly remember.
I think what we learned here is skills are scripts with instructions described in markdown files, and that's basically it. This is how the skills look like. What advanced about these skills for Anthropic, they build it in the isolated environment where you can do anything without any problems. It's like a more controlled environment. But also, when you have these capabilities, you also have limitations. Like you saw, the IP address is marked as a bot, so it will not possible to scrap the internet. My idea of a web scraper running on these machines is probably not going to work, because it will be identified as a bot, scrapper, whatever, right? And it will be just blocked. Where your local machine is something, it's your personal, you have run locally, you see it here on your computer, and you can run it anytime with any client, AI chatbot, where these skills are stored inside the Anthropic only.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we have. I have some like demo video for desktop commander, and its size is 1 gigabyte. Like one other interesting limitation I'm curious to check. So they do have a FFMPEG. Can we use it to compress a video?
I think it will take a lot of time, and we don't have time like sitting and watching on your screen how you will.
Yeah, I think it's actually gonna fail faster just due to size.
Please be more specific. I'm not sure what you want me to do or explain.
Oh, sorry.
Yep. So yeah, maximum files we can upload today is 31 megabyte.
Oh yeah.
But we can use it with desktop commander locally to compress any kind of file, in a sense that, okay, let's disable again.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think 32 megabytes is the default size for the Express.
Express?
Express.js, yes. Yes.
Nah, I don't think it's related to that. Instead, we can locally do it. Oops.
Yeah. With desktop commander, you don't need to upload anything, just run on the file.
So it's somewhere there, and I can ask it, can you optimize it? Oops. Let's take a look what's gonna happen. So it's checking the file. It sees that it's relatively large. I wonder if it got any other information. No, just the size. So it has pretty high resolution, and it's only 2 minutes long, so we definitely can compress it. Now it checks that there is a FFmpeg. I do have a FFmpeg on my system. They do also have a FFmpeg inside of their environment, but they cannot load this kind of files. And it's progressing, probably gonna take 4 minutes if I understand it correctly. So it's checking how it's going and so on. So it processed 13 seconds out of 120. So yeah, we're probably not going to be waiting for that, but yeah. And I will stop.
But what's interesting, what's interesting about it is like with desktop commander, desktop commander checking the status of the process constantly to see where we are on this progress. Where I think in the Claude, they just run it and hang, like we saw with the context 7, like waiting for response. But if there are no response, it just will do nothing. Probably Anthropic will fix it. It's not a big deal. Overall, really good, like a direction from Anthropic. This is something we were trying to build in our application and on desktop commander, MCP. Yeah, really excited to see where it will go.
One also interesting thing that I don't understand is the persistence of those environments, in the sense that the way we use this kind of approach for a while is that, for example, I have projects around desktop commander stuff. Like we have like market research, and in there, I have a bunch of like market researches, and I have files that persist. I go to environment, I have those files on my system, and it can read previous research and base a new one, knowing what it already knows, that it should not like repeat that or something. In case of how they do with skills, skills themselves persist, but your knowledge doesn't. Not at least like, yeah, it's kind of interesting in a sense that skills are just the functionality, the utility, and some process knowledge, but the context is not there, at least not in that environment. So context should come then from the chat, maybe from MCPs, maybe from your chat, maybe from projects. This is also kind of an interesting limitation in that sense. Okay. So video optimization. Wow. Did it go? What else? One more interesting thing. So we did download a bunch of skills, right? Let's go to download skills. So these ones, they have a license file and it's Apache. So these ones, the example ones, you can use and base your own skills on that. It's the purpose of them releasing this. What's interesting and worth knowing is that for public ones, they also have a license file, but it's different. Here, it's a license from Anthropic, and it says that you cannot use, reproduce, or modify. It is provided to be used as is, otherwise it's not allowed to be used. So they do copyright protect the ones that they used for Office files. Oh, so it finished. It's now 18 megabytes, so 98% smaller. So yeah, this is what you can do with Desktop Commander locally. The skills today in remote environment, for obvious reasons, don't really allow that. So, and then again, persistence, connection to the internet, they added today, but as we saw, it has limitations. You have way more power if you're using your local machine. Mostly, this is what we kind of explored around the skills today. And yeah, we are still using Desktop Commander for this kind of work. And you can use Desktop Commander to use those skills, including creating PowerPoints from HTML.
Yes, if you have any questions or any tips and tricks how to use the Desktop Commander and the cases, feel free to join our Discord.
I'm actually gonna drop the link to the
video
chat.
disappear, Edward.
Video disappeared?
Yes, our faces disappear.
I misclicked. Sorry, we are back.
Yes, we're back.
I misclicked. Let me drop the link to Discord into the chat. Okay, so that's it for today. If you have any, so by the way, there is one more thing that we wanted to try, and maybe you can help us. If you are trying to use skills, we were playing with more thing and trying to understand out of curiosity. Let's go back and enable the capabilities with skills.
Yes.
Let's go
disable
to a new
Desktop Commander.
Disable Desktop Commander. And we are just curious, can you share a couple of things? So we already checked that check virtual environment
IP what we already
and
shared,
machine ID in etc folder.
For every chat, the Claude creating the container. What's interesting, all of these containers is stored in one machine, and we just wanted to better understand, is this
we actually
the
don't know how
is...
many machines they have. It's just curious if IPs and machine IDs will match between people or not. Are we sharing machines, or each user has separate machines? Because we did check that machine ID does match between the chats, but content doesn't. So yeah, it's interesting how exactly they're doing this. Like, is every Claude user has their own machine rented as part of the subscription? So this is internal IP, we needed external one. But okay, so I think it's the same even I got before, but I will post here. So this is my machine ID. You guys later or now in a chat or maybe later in comments can check yours. It will be interesting to see. So this is my machine ID.
We will share the prompt how to get machine ID and what is our machine ID, so maybe we can compare them and see how the architecture is working behind it.
How you can create a skill to improve your Swift development. Well, I can tell you how I do the skill development in this sense. Yeah, so my external IP in terms of skills, how I work with skills is that maybe I can even show in some of my older chats that have nothing to do with the skills per se, but usually, basically, I work on it, I find problems, I ask it how it can be improved, and I ask it to edit its own prompts in a sense that let's actually try this. So they do have skills. I wonder if I can modify. So you have skills for PDF and for PPT, right? And for PPT, you have instructions to use HTML. Why? Let's play around a little bit. With existing skills they have and with how you can try to change and improve them and what my approach usually is. So now it's reading skills about HTML to PPTX, and now it's also checking PDF skill. So for complex layouts, they are using this when they want style, so it has HTML, CSS. But PDF doesn't use that. But what if I want a beautiful PDF? Let's ask it to create a beautiful PDF. We can see that in this case it's using Python. And my prediction is it will not be beautiful. Far from what it did with HTML. Why? Because AIs are not that good, especially in case of PDF, doing beautiful stuff with code. With HTML, you kind of can get further with LLMs. But let's see if we can create a skill of creating PDFs from HTML with it. And compare the result. But basically, so the way I create skills is that in this case, and it's also what's very interesting about skills. Skills gives AIs ability to modify their own prompts, environment, and scripts, so they can iterate on them. That's actually not bad. I expected worse. Looks okayish. But can we create a skill for PDF that is similar to PPT to HTML to PPTX? Can I click so we can convert HTML to PDF? Dmitry, I don't hear you. You're saying something, but I don't hear.
Yes, I will ask like a telling Jeffrey. Jeffrey, regarding your question regarding IP address, external IP address, to access your IP address, you first need to ask Claude to get like show you the list of the files, environment on whatever. So the access to this environment will be in the context message, in the messages, and then you can run any terminal command.
No, actually, you need to enable code execution. I showed it before. It's, I hope I can just leave it and it's not going to stop. You need to go to settings, capabilities, and enable code execution. It's by default disabled, and when you enable it, it will get access to running code on virtual environment. And then you can ask it again, and then it should be then it should not say that it doesn't have access. I hope that this thing didn't stop while I was away. Okay, it seemed to have run. No, god damn it. Continue. Wait, I cannot continue. What the hell? Can I at least retry them? What? Wait, it completely lost part of the chat. Let's create a beautiful PDF stuff.
Yeah.
God damn it. Okay. Yeah, it was a bad idea to leave. Yeah, that's something else I didn't like about Claude. So those things don't run in background. Okay. Bam, 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 bam.
I think we have
you
5 minutes left. We want to make a more than 1 hour video.
Let's do this as a last thing. I don't think it's
Okay,
gonna
let's
take
do this.
too much time. Can you create a skill for HTML to PDF so we can do it as beautiful? Huh? God damn it. I think I broke it.
Yeah,
It's actually doing something.
doesn't look healthy.
It now does.
No, something wrong.
I guess it's doing. So it was running in background, and now it's kind of switches between two versions. A new one I started, and god damn it. Okay, let's. What's gonna happen if I can leave and enter back? No, don't do that. What?
So I think the Claude tired too.
So there are two instances of Claude AI working on that container at the moment. Okay, that's like a epileptic, not friendly content. Okay, but it probably, yeah, I don't see two versions. Usually when you like edit or restart, you can see the old version. I wonder if it's gonna even work. But basically, you can create a skill. We will see how it's gonna work. Then you can tell it that something went wrong and propose ideas of how to improve, ask it to improve the skill, and iterate. So you're working, you're finding problems, you are asking it to improve on itself. When they released skills, I said that two things that are missing for me is ability to connect to external data from the skills. Then it will make them way much more useful. And second thing that I said that it's missing next is ability to have something like tests as part of it, in the sense that you have a skill, you found a problem with it, and you need to ask AI, kind of like test-driven development, ask it to create some kind of a test. And then as it improves skills, it should test itself that it didn't broke something before. So it's basically self-improving. This is something that MCPs are not. MCPs are frozen APIs that you get from others, and they cannot be improved on, modified or customized. Skills can be customized. You can start customizing these skills that Claude already has, create new skills, and so on.
Yeah. So future is flexible. Everybody will build their own tools for themselves, for their needs, for their company. SaaS is that.
Depends.
Well, it's
It's changing, that's true.
Yeah, it's changing. Right now, I'm feel really bad when I need to go to somewhere, like open website and navigate there and do something where I can ask chat, hey, find me this or move these tickets to done. What's the list of the tickets I need to do? And then just get the results. I don't care about this process of how it's done, how the UI is better. The best UI is no UI.
No, some are betting that it will be like voice or something, but I actually don't agree. There is one
Not
thing that I
voice.
don't agree. There is a saying said that picture is worth 1,000 words.
It's
So
from DeepSeek OCR, yeah.
no, it's not. It's an old saying. I don't know who is attributed to it, but thing is that we humans, we like when we humans work together, we have like gesture, we have face expressions, we have like we draw stuff, we point at things. This is efficient for us. This is not going away. And in that sense, UI of software was always more than just audio or text. Why? Because there are better ways to communicate than text and audio for certain use cases, and not always. So I do think that, yeah, it's interesting challenge in UI UX of how to
So
go with AI.
I'm like let me explain you this good example. Who like to receive WhatsApp audio messages and listen them? I don't. I prefer to have a text
Depends.
message, read them faster. So, but what I like to create audio message and get the text message back. This is kind of interaction will be really interesting for me, at least, for to work with the AI. I will speak what I want to do and get the text results, what the summary and everything. And this is what we will
Yeah.
definitely build in our application.
There's kind of interesting thing about it in a sense of what is how fast we can type, how fast we can speak, and how fast we can listen, and how fast we can read. This is what you're speaking about.
Yes.
But then still the context is important. In a sense, what's interesting is that we speak faster than we type. But it doesn't mean that we want to speak in public transport in favor of typing. Depends.
You can whisper. It's like still working. You don't need to be
Mm.
loud. Yes, will feel weird if you will sit in some kind of uh, workspace and everybody will just shout like to the AI assistant, "Hey, move the car to the left, move the car to the right, close this ticket, call to this client." Yes, definitely weird.
What's missing for me
I'm
here, if this skill is gonna work,
to be
I want to
honest, I'm
publish
already
it to
tired of
GitHub.
watching. Yeah, that's a good point.
But it created a
But
skill. Now it needs to. Oh boy,
oof,
what is
it's
that?
PDF. It's your
Okay,
PDF, I think.
no, it's here. It worked.
Nice.
We have HTML to PDF skill now. So there is README, there is a PDF, and there is a skill. I think this is archive or whatever. Can we?
Can you download it?
It calls it a skill. Yeah, it did download, but I want it differently. Let's do it. Let's publish it to GitHub as an output of this thing quickly.
Yeah,
So
let's go.
I don't want to spend time in virtual environment. It may fail. What we're gonna do is, can you zip folder of that new skill and download? I don't want to deal with skill file. I have no idea how it's probably an archive of some kind, but
And maybe let's upload it to like our repository.
Okay, so now we have it as a skill. Let's open it as a folder. Yep. So it's that. It has even some stuff in there and script. Whatever
Why
reason
it's
there's.
skill? Why
Yeah,
there are
that's
two skills?
interesting. Are they the same? They're the same. Duplicated them for whatever reason.
Okay.
Well, okay. Don't want to spend too much time, but okay. So let's take that and use.
Use the stop commander to upload it
Yep.
to create repository.
Let's do it in new chat. Here is a HTML to PDF skill for Cloud desktop and other AIs.
Let me
I
create you
want to
the
publish
repo.
it on GitHub. There is GitHub CLI. I need to do something first. I need to disable that thing. And I need to enable desktop commander back. So what we're gonna do is init git, add everything, use CLI to create GitHub repo. I don't know, do we want readme? Yeah, add readme, say that it was created by desktop commander, and push everything.
Which repository you will use? What is default?
It's probably gonna use mine. You want to push to ours? You can.
Yeah, I think
stop it
it
still.
makes sense.
I should have desktop commander org in GitHub. See it through CLI. Let's check. I should be able to. Yep. Create repo under org.
Oh, it's not doing already.
I wonder, because I didn't tell it to do it there.
No, you tell it to do it in the first message.
Yes, but I didn't tell where still. I just asked it in the middle whether the org is there. For now, it's creating readme.
So let's see how smart it is. Let me check.
Oh, someone is from Australia, 5 a.m. That's an early morning. Good morning. Okay, so it is creating it under the org. It understood from that random message in the middle.
So yeah, we will share this repository in the comments or for the description. Yeah, I see it. It's published. Great.
Yep. Let's copy the link. So yay! Here is a skill for creating HTML-based PDFs.
And
this is how you do them.
Just wanted to point out, we didn't open GitHub at all to do this. This is
We
what
didn't
I really
open
like.
anything. It's all in the
anything, yeah. Yes, everything. It's like this is what called AI first when you work in AI, and that's it. You don't need anything else. UI is the interface for your data, repository, sources for whatever. This is truly the future.
Okay, well, let's end here. It is truly the future. Thank you everyone for jumping by. And see you next time. And yeah, join our Discord. I shared the link a little bit before. And propose ideas for what you want to learn about next time. We'll be doing more of this.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Yeah. And good morning to Australia.
Yeah, see you next time, guys. Bye. Все, закончили.